lovely to see you. How's your day going? My name is Rebecca Redican, but you can call me Becky. It's lush to have you on board today. Happy April Fools. If you're here in the UK, don't worry, it's past 12, so no more pranks for you. Fingers crossed, anyway. Did you spot our prank this morning on the socials? It was a good one. It was a good one. Also made me very hungry. We have got so many goodies for you today. We've already had an absolutely jam-packed Play Your Crafts, right? And right here, right now, we are getting involved in a craft along. This is one of those shows that is so popular and anybody can get involved with it. So if you do want to get involved, make sure you are heading on to our socials and we'll find out more about our make very soon. One thing I do want to let you know is today it's a Saturday. It is the perfect day to be treating yourself. You've had a long week. Monday to Friday feels like forever. But we have got a real special treat for you. In fact, a treat so good you could be saving 25% on an item you've wanted to get your hands on for ages. We have got an offer on today that means if you get an individual item today, such as our, say it was style and or any other element, Academy of Colour, for example, you have the opportunity to type in treat 25, that's the number 25, treat 25, and you can get 25% off that item. It's a one-time code, it's just for this weekend. And I will let you know as well when it does come to our Academy of Colour deal that we've got on that main one we spoke about earlier. That is for today and today only, so well worth treating yourself to it if you want to stock up on those pens. We've also got for you today our spring deal. So we know that we've been seeing this for a little bit of time, but it is running to the end of its course. Up to 70% off on our website. Go and have a little nosy. And, oh no, I always try and tie things in. But in case you don't know, this is live and it's not scripted. I was like, go and have a nose on our website. And then the first thing that came to mind was I have to introduce Michelle now. So speaking of nosy, was what I was going to talk about. And then I was like, well, that's not true, is it? Or is it, Michelle? Would you say you're nosy?
Yes.
Would you?
But I'm very passive about it. Yeah. So I probe without people knowing that I'm probing.
Yeah.
So they tell me all this gossip and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
That's so juicy.
But I'm not a gossip. So if someone tells me something, then it's definitely a vault. Unless I hear everyone else talking about it and then I join
you can get involved.
Yeah.
See, she's the perfect type of friend to have, isn't she? Michelle, we have got our craft along. What are we going to be needing to get involved today?
Oh, so you will need your Violet Studios Hoppy Easter, your 12 by 12 paper pad, the mini stickers, your letter tiles, assorted card toppers, ribbons, pom-pom trim, mini pegs, ribbon bows, and then you will need multi-purpose card, A3, guillotine, scissors, bone folder, pencil, hook and loop fastening dots, tape pen, foam pads and paper clips.
That's perfect. We're going to grab all of those and then we've got that wonderful basket / stationery / treat bag /
stuff
holder to get making. Don't forget, if you are with us today, you've got the lovely Rachel looking after you on our socials, so do feel free to pop over and say hello and let us know if you're crafting along. If you would like to, if you're looking at this design and you've seen the piece there and you've gone, I really fancy making this, but I haven't got the treats, today's a great day to get involved with it because we've got the final few of the collection. It is your Hoppy Easter. In this, you're going to get all of the lovely elements that I'm going to show you now, including the likes of your bobble trim. You're also getting your letters. Now, if you've not seen these, they're a bit like Scrabble. It's a bit like Scrabble. So you're going to get lots of individual letters that are really nice, crisp and clear to see. They've got adhesive on the back of them. So that means you just peel them off, you stick them on and you're ready to go. So really nice and easy. And you can make, if there's anyone who's got a bit of a quirky name in your family, like hibiscus. Is that a name? Well, it's a plant, isn't it? So it could be. But yeah, if anyone's got an unusual name, you can personalise perfectly with those. I've also got for you fab things like the multicoloured pegs that all fit in wonderfully with the colours. What do these colours make you think of? You know, for me it is very springtime, it's very summertime as well. The tulips that are coming out in our gardens at the moment, they've got these kind of pops of colours about them in elements, haven't they? And although we're calling it Hoppy Easter, there's so much in here that actually isn't related to Easter in essence. You know, that could be summertime, couldn't it? It's got a touch of the Catholics, isn't that? We've got almost like deck chair quality pieces here. We've got little nanimals on there as well. You've got daisies. There's so much in here that you really can use all year round. I've also got toppers. I've got some gems. Woo! And I've got for you your 12 by 12. Now, 13 items in total, and by that I mean this is one item. You're looking there for, if you're paying the £16, about £1.23 per item. Just let that sink in. Could you buy a pint of milk for that nowadays?
No.
Don't think you could you?
No.
I don't drink milk, but I doubt you could. You couldn't buy a camera for that, did you just? Oh, a carrot. I thought, sorry, Lily just went, you couldn't buy a camera for that. And I was like, yeah, that's not maybe as shocking as I thought, though. A carrot, she's saying. But yeah, essentially, that is how much this is working out. Or it's about $1.84-ish if you're in the US for a whole 12 by 12 or any of these items. A really great deal. So do feel free to treat yourself to this whilst you can. Now, it is a craft along, so of course we're crafting along, and we are joined by one of our fabulous friends here, getting ready to get crafty. It is the one, the only Gilmore. Hi, Gilmore.
Hi, Becky. So nice to see you again. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to see you again, Gilmore. You're looking very sort of spring-like in your outfit today.
I tried. I was going to go with black, but I tried to match the color scheme here.
I love that. You've done very well. Remind us, Gilmore, where you are and what's the weather like outside today?
Okay. I'm in Michigan. And it rained up a storm last night. There was a lot of thunder, lightning, and heavy rain. It totally saturated here, but today it looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's sunny. It's April, so you just never know with the weather.
It's so interesting, all the different parts of the US in particular, how different the weather is, because 99% of the time here, it's just rain, isn't it? How's the weather? Rainy and or windy. One or the two, isn't it? So that's... Or a bit of hail if it's a real treat. Gilmore, what do you think of the project today? You're looking forward to getting involved?
I am so excited. Michelle has outdone herself again. I am looking forward to it. I'm going to give it to my daughter for Easter. Gift done.
Gift sorted all in an afternoon. That's perfect. Well, Gilmore, we'll say goodbye for now, and I will have a little natter with you later on, okay?
All right.
So Gilmore is going to be getting ready with all of her crafting goodies so that she too can craft along with us. This is your Hoppy Easter craft, and this is to make a wonderful element that is going to have lots of uses, isn't it, Michelle?
It absolutely is. If I bring mine in for you to have a look at, you can see that you've got obviously the main element where you're going to pop lots of stuff in there. Oh, I've got a pink carrot. Let me get my pink cat, there we go. So you're going to be able to pop lots of stuff in there, but then you've got these little pockets on the side. You've also got this pocket on the front that you can be popping stuff in. And you can see that I've just got all of my little sort of stationery bits, so my little tags. I've made some I've just destroyed it. That's okay. It will just...
Easy fix.
Yeah, I'll just glue that back on. So you're just going to make some little... all I've done is just stuck 2 of the stickers to the top of the paper clip. And again, round there, I've got some more on there, which is what I love about this. You can make lots of little, little stationery bits. And the bonus is, if you don't want to do that, just fill it with chocolate.
Yes. Thank you very much. I need no further excuse.
No.
Gilmore's smiling from ear to ear, thinking, "Yep, I think I can handle that."
Absolutely.
So, if you do want to treat yourself to it, it's the Hoppy Easter Showstopper, and it is all of these treats I've just shown you today, just £16 or $24. If you want to dive in, now is your chance, and don't forget you can come over and say hello to us. Hello to you, Lois, who's saying good morning from Ohio. Astrid saying, "Hiya, Becky and Michelle from Oxfordshire." Hello, Oxfordshire. We've got Denise in as well saying, "Hi, Becky, it's so good to see you." Oh, thanks. And watching from St. George in Utah. We've got people coming in from all over. Let us know what you're up to with your day and if you're crafting along. Should we dive on in? Let's do it. I'm with you, Michelle.
Fabulous. Let's get going. So first off, we'll make the big box. So I used my A3 card to initially make this. So you do have two options here, because remember with your A3 card, on the shorter side, it doesn't quite make 12 inches. It's just that little bit shorter. So I've adjusted my measurements, but if you want to make it very much simpler for yourself, use a 12 by 12, then you're just going to score at 3 and 3, turn it round and score at 3 and 3. So, but I've just had to adjust them just down a little bit because I used A3. So on one side of the A3 card, we are at 11.5 inches, which again, so it is not quite as big as we wanted. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this side down to 11 and 2/8. There we go. And then we can turn this one round and trim that down to 11 and 2/8. That just makes it so much easier for us to be able to, you know, score it into those three parts. So scoreboard, we're going to pop that on here. And we are going to score at 3 and 6/8. So where are we? 3 and 6/8. We're going to score all the way down. We're going to turn it round. And we're going to score at 3 and 6/8. Turn it round again. 3 and 6/8.
So you're turning it sort of 90 degrees each time?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Rather than saying 3 and 6/8 and then giving you another score mark there, if you just score it at 3 and 6/8 on all four sides, you're going to have it scored perfectly. So there we go, 3 and 6/8. So let's pop that out of the way, and then all we're going to do now is burnish all four sides. So folding it back on itself. I mean, I've got all sorts of marks on my card, but that's okay because we're going to have paper matted over the top, so it's not a problem.
Fab. Oh, Shadia's in. Hey, Shadia. Shadia's saying, video saved in my Michelle folder.
Oh, fabulous.
What's that?
Thank you, I love that. Right, so you can see it's very much like any kind of exploding box or anything else that we are, we are making or we do make. And then, so I'm going to bring in either my scissors or your craft knife and ruler, entirely up to you on this one. And I'm just going to cut straight down there. And I'm just going to put the tiniest little notch in. There we go. And then I'm going to turn it around. And then here, we're just going to cut straight down as well. And then again, just a small little notch. And turn it again. So each time we're just turning it that 90 degrees. We're going to follow our score line down to that first sort of intersection of score lines. And just a little wedge away. And then on the last one, exactly the same. There we go, and just a little wedge. So if I just move them out of the way, you can see that this is going to just fold up, and we're going to create, oh, they've all gone. There we go. We're going to, obviously they're going to be glued together. We're not going to do that yet, but that is just your main box. And because you've got those, you know, you've got it doubled up on each side, it's going to be nice and sturdy for whatever, especially if you're making them for kids. It's going to be nice and sturdy because, you know, it has to be kid-proof really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go. So that is that for now. So we're just going to pop that to the side for now.
Okay.
And we're going to bring in one of our patterned pieces of paper. So pick whichever one you want. They're all so pretty. Too much choice. So let's go full on Easter. Let's go full on Easter. So we're going to cut 4 of these out because they're going to mat and layer just on the outside of our box. And because our box size are 3 6/8 by 3 6/8, we're going to do these to 3 1/2 or 3 4/8. So just lining that up. They're so cute. I love these.
Have you ever had a rabbit?
No.
No.
No. So I'm just going to bring that in and check that it mats and layers on there beautifully, and it does. So we're going to cut 4 of these out.
Perfect.
So 4 of these at 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more.
By the way, if you did miss the show this morning, which was Play Your Crafts Right, the game was a true or false. I won't, not truth or dare as we accidentally kept calling it this morning. True or false. But if you're looking at this paper and going, do you know what I really fancy making? A 3D carrot. Watch back on this morning's show because we did just that, didn't we?
We did. The accidental carrot.
It was an accident, but it was uncanny.
It absolutely was. Right, so what I'm going to do is I've got my 4 pieces cut out. I'm just going to bring in my ink. I want to ink up those edges a little bit, just make it stand out more against the white card. I could mat and layer with some pink card or some alternating coloured card underneath if I wanted. But because of the pockets that we're going to be popping on the top, I'm not going to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself that faux mat and layer look. So we're just going to get some ink and I'm just going to go around the edges.
How do you, Michelle, when you're doing something like this, how do you decide, oh, I'm going to go for that specific shade of pink? Or whatever colour it might be.
Whatever piece of paper I'm looking at, I either will try to pick out a colour, so there's the pink in there, but to be fair, I would bring this blue in. And even though there's no pink in it, to pick out or to highlight, I know that the pink goes beautifully with the blue.
Lovely.
And I think if you've got a colour wheel at home, have a look at that. See what colours you feel on there go together. Well. And do you know what? Sometimes don't even do that. I just will tend to. So if I've got my textured cardstock out next to me and there's a particular colour that I want to use, I will bring my sheets of paper in and I will pop them together. And it will either look nice for me or it won't.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit about trial and error. And sometimes you have colours that you will go to that you know work. So you know pink and green and pink and blue is always going to work.
Yeah.
It's always going to look fabulous together.
I always think it's interesting because I always think red and blue look really, really nice together.
Yeah.
But actually on a colour wheel, they're not opposite each other.
No.
So I think the only reason I like it is because of taps. Do you know what I mean? Taps. The hot and cold.
Of course,
you see blue and red together in taps, don't you? And I do love a bath, Michelle. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But I think that's another thing. I think if there's a colour combination that you've always seen from, you know, obviously your taps are growing up, I think you just naturally like those two together.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, it's a really good point. Coral and teal, Lily is saying, is one of her favourite colour combos. What do you like about it, Lily? It's like blue and red, isn't it? It's a bit more fancy. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And I must admit, I don't refer to a colour wheel that often because I think if it looks nice to you when you put whatever two colours together, then use it.
And go for
All
it.
this, it clashes, it doesn't work. I think clashing colours work more than colours that are supposed to go together.
Do feel free to message us in your favourite colour combo. Do you have a go-to pairing? And if you do, let us know kind of, you know, sort of how it would make you feel, if that makes sense. So other people might give it a go. There are some colour combos that I just can't get on board with though, like a green and a pink, or like an orange and a pink. Sends me a bit dizzy. No,
Orange and pink is very 70s, isn't it?
Yes, it is actually. Yeah, yeah, very. Brown and green, Lily's saying, isn't one that she'd go
again,
for.
70s and 80s. In the 70s, it was those browns and yellows and oranges. Who came up with that? You know, that's not the nicest colour combo, I must admit. But then you've got the 90s. Everyone had the black, red and grey in their bedroom.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
that, I didn't like that either.
No, really?
No.
Oh, no, I'm a big fan of that. It's like when people go, blue and green should never be seen. That always really surprises me because have you not seen the Earth?
Well, that's it, yeah.
It's very blue and green.
But I always thought it was red and green. It should never be seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Christmas though, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
Right, so I've got my 4 pieces cut out, which are going to go on my 4 middle pieces. But again, we're not going to pop those on yet. So I'm just going to pop all those to the side. And then I think what we're going to do next, I'm going to cut out my handle piece. So let me bring in, where is it? I do have, I'm just looking for the other bit that was my A3. Just bear with me. Where's it gone? A3, is that you? No, that's not you. Oh, you're here. Are you here? Yeah, you are, because you're filthy. So this is my A3. It's cut down a little bit, and so what I'm going to do is I want to cut it 12 inches by 4. In fact, I don't. I want to cut it because we've just gone that little bit shorter than 4, haven't we? So we're going to cut this 12 inches by 3 6/8. So let me pop that out. So we're going to cut this down to 4 to start with. Let me just move all those bits. Right, I'm not. 3 6/8. I'm going to cut that down to 3 6/8 because what we want to do is if I bring this in, when my handle is made, it needs to be exactly the same width as one of my sides.
I get you.
So 3 6/8. And then by 12. So just a tiny sliver there. So 3 6/8 by 12 inches. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bring your scoreboard in. And again, let me just move those bits to the side. Right, so what you're going to do is on the long side, we are going to score. Where is? Do you know what I've been crafting 20 minutes and I'm already a mess. We're going to score at 1 inch. Absolutely. If you're not a mess, you're not crafting hard enough, Lily says, and I agree. Scored at 1 inch and 2 inch. Don't give it a real good burnish, just enough that we've got that line there so we can see what we're doing. So 1 inches and 2 inches on the other side. So we flipped it all the way round. So we've got 1 inches and 2 inches here, and we've got scored 1 and 2 there. We're going to flip it to the long side. And what we're going to do is I just want roughly 1 inch in the middle. So it doesn't have to be exact, just as long as it's in the middle. So what I tend to do is, because I'm at 3 6/8, I will move this just across just 1/8, just so I know that it's in the middle of that 4 inches. So then I can score on this 1.5 inch mark. So score all the way down on that 1.5 inch, and then you're going to go to the 2.5 inch and score all the way down. So I've got an exact inch right in the middle. So let's pop this off. And then what we're going to do is I'll bring my pencil in. So from this 2 inch line here, so from that 2 inch line there to here, we're going to cut. And we're going to do the same here. We're going to cut across there. And we're going to do the same at this side. So this 2 inch mark, we're going to cut with our scissors across there and across there. Right, so let me get my scissors. So this is why it says you don't need to put a real heavy score line in, just enough that I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be able to follow those marks. There we go. So just to there, that's all we're going to do for now. We're going to turn it all the way around. We're going to do exactly the same. So from that 1 inch up to the 2 inches up mark on the middle. And again, exactly the same on the other side. There we go. And then what we're going to do is, so from where I have cut in there, we're going to cut away all the way down to there. So if I bring in my pencil so you can see, all the way down, we're going to cut that mark out. So we're going to follow that score line. So let's pop that on here and line that up and just cut all the way down. And then that piece is going to come away. There we go. So I'm going to turn that round because I find it easier this way. And again, on the other side, from those 2 inch marks, we're going to cut that side or that middle bit away. So let's just all the way down. There we go. So just pop those up. If you've got a little bit of yucky edge in there where you didn't quite cut down, just bring your scissors in and just tidy it up a little. There we go. So there we go. So that is going to be our handle. Okay, so we've got that nice, just that nice decorative bit there. So let me just trim that away, because that's one of those little, not corner bits, that are quite annoying. Just need to get rid of it. There we go. So there we go. So that is our handle. We've got our main box, and then so far we've got our 4 pieces cut. So do you think that's a good time to check on Gilmore?
No, I don't. I think it's a great time. Just before that, let me just remind you, it is your Hoppy Easter that we've got here for you. It's £16 or $24, and you're getting absolutely loads in there, which I'll zip through shortly. Before that, though, let's head on over the pond to say hello to Gilmore. Gilmore, how are you getting on?
Doing good so far. I just wanted Michelle, if she doesn't mind, going over the cut lines on the box.
No problem.
Absolutely. So on the actual box, we've got our, hold that up for you. So I have cut, if you can you see that, where I've cut? Yeah, do you need the measurements or did you just want to see it?
Just wanted to see it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
That's quite all right.
See, this is what's unique
Yes.
about us. You want so much showing, we do it right there.
Yes, absolutely. That's, yeah, that's what we love.
Looked like a drum then, didn't I? Wow, what an awful impression of a drum. Anyway, we will head back to Gilmore and have a natter with her. We'll just let everyone catch up. Whilst we're doing that, let's have a little reminder of the deal. I just want to remind you that all of this is coming in for you today at just £16 or $24. Unless you're new or you're a member of the Platinum Society. Do we call them the Platinum Society? We don't. But the Platinum Club, at which point it's £12.80 or $19.20. But you are getting loads of these, including absolutely oodles of your mini tags. I've got bling, 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 bling with all of your lovely gems. We've got some card toppers, 28 I think in total. There are 28 of them in total, including things like You're a Good Egg and Hoppy Easter. We've also got our little pom-poms, and you know, if you're looking at all those lovely colours there, you will see that we really do put thought into this so that everything's nice and matches up beautifully. Plenty of pom-poms in there, and if you can't get enough of a pom-pom, then we've added some more of the pom-poms to this lovely ribbon detail design here, and they're really nicely attached. I know that sounds really strange, but I have bought pom-pom trims before, and sometimes it's literally hanging on by a thread. This is not like that at all. Really nice and sturdy. I've also got it in here, lovely card bases. You've got different designs within here. So as well as the lovely floral border, you've got one that's got like a bunny in the middle as well. It's really nice. I've got ribbons and more ribbons. I've got stickers, 100 in this pack. I have also got for you sentiment stickers. These are much larger, you're getting 23 of them. I've got for you some lovely pegs, which is great for adding texture, and I know that we'll talk about these more later. I've got your self-adhesive alphabet letters, so you can spell out unusual names or places. And then I've also got your paper pads. So I've got a 6x6 and I've got a 12x12. And just to give you an idea, these are all of the designs that you're going to get throughout here. And as you can see, lovely look to them. And these ones are single-sided. Now, I like a single-sided one, personally, because I quite like that I don't feel like I have to pick between a side. I can just go, I want matte design, so I will have that, and I know I'm not wasting anything on the back. But all of that in there for you today is just £16 or $24. That is around 50% saving that you've got on there. And in all honesty, one of the only other extra things you will definitely need at some point, really, is adhesive of some sort. Now, I do have that adhesive deal for you, which is the April Fool's No Joke deal, but I've also got the permanent tape pen offer, which is buy 4, get 1 free. No. Buy 3, get 1 free, 4 in total. You see where the confusion came in. So if you do want to seize the moment, it is on your screen right now. Under a tenner if you're a platinum. If you do want to seize the moment, absolutely do. Plenty of you in with us today chatting. We were talking about colour pairings that you like and you go for. Sandra's in saying, I like lilac and deep purple Centura pearl together.
Oh,
that is a good combo, isn't it? That's
combo.
really lovely. Marcy is in saying purple and yellow and purple and teal makes me think of the tropics. Purple and yellow, they're opposite each other on the colour wheel, so that makes sense. Purple and teal, stunning combo.
Yes.
That might be one of my favourites.
Yeah.
My living room's purple, my kitchen's teal.
Oh.
And there's sort of a crossover area, a throughway. There is no door. What's it called? Open plan, I think they call it, to sound really posh, innit? You want to see me house. It's not so much open plan with, it's just, you know, crafting things all over the place you have to jump over. Hello to Astrid saying, I love peacock colours, teal, purple, magenta and gold. Yes, those are those types of colours as well. We can all be, well, quite a few of us liking these purpley, tealy colours at the moment. So do feel free to let us know what combos you're loving. If you have got any questions, don't forget, if you're watching right now in the UK and it is 2:34:09 p.m, then you can message us in if you've got any questions. Let's dive back on in now. We hope you're all caught up. What's the next step, Michelle?
So let's cut the piece of paper, or the pattern paper, that's going to go across our handle. So on my actual one that I've already made, I used this. She's just going to cut out, you know, a piece of this, and we're going to pop it on here. But actually, I'm going to use my bunnies. I'm going to tie it all in. So this is 1 inch wide. If you've cut yours wider, you know, you can change these dimensions up. It's entirely up to you, but mine's 1 inch wide. So I'm just going to go a little bit shorter than 1 inch. So let me just line that up on that line there. There we go. And trim that off. I'm going to make sure that I'm happy with that and that I've cut it nice and straight. And I have, it's going to fit on there lovely. So what I'm going to do is, because if I put this on my handle and I turn it, obviously it's going to go like that, then these bunnies on this side are going to be upside down. I don't want that. I don't want upside down bunnies. So we're just going to trim it in half. Where's my pencil? So just at 6 inches, I'm just going to put a little notch. It's that little, I can't see it. Bear with me. So just at 6 inches, I'm just going to put a little pencil mark and I'm just going to cut it in half. Now, I'm not going to be perfect. I don't need to be perfect with that sort of cut line, because what you're going to do is obviously you're going to turn that one round and you're going to put them sort of back to back, which means as my handle curves, my bunnies on both sides are going to be facing the right way. There's no one going to be upside down. And then I'm just going to wrap a little piece of ribbon around that. But before we do, I'm going to bring in my ink pad again. And we're just going to ink around those edges. So all the way around. Again, you've got that faux matten layer without all that extra weight on there. It also saves on using too much of all your paper if you can get away with giving it a faux matten layer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Michelle's in saying, Rebecca, Becky, it's so lovely to see you back and alive. Oh, on a live show. Sorry, back and alive. I read that out. I've got a bit morbid. Back and alive. Yes, thank you. No, back on a live show. I was just asking about you last month. Well, thank you very much. Also asking, do you have any pictures to share of any of the shoes you've decorated? They are so creative.
Yes.
Do you know what? I've been whipping up a set recently, which I've nearly finished. I will pop them on socials at some point, I am sure. Well, thank you very much for that, though. That's very nice of you. Also, Shadi is in saying, this is a very well thought out project, Michelle.
Thank you.
Very precise. Not
Thank you very much.
afraid of a precision piece, are you, Michelle?
No, definitely not. I think someone did once comment that I have lots of measurements, which for me, I mean, I'm rubbish at maths, but I think sometimes, especially with some of the stuff that I do, and crafting in general, you can't get away from that math element or the measurement element, because it's just not gonna look right if you don't. But once you've done one of my pieces, actually, you find it very easy to go on and do it in all sorts of different sizes.
Yes.
Which is what I try to do. I try to show you in whatever size I've decided on, and then know that I've made it simple enough that you can go
scale
and adjust
up or
it.
down.
Yeah.
It's very thoughtful,
Right.
isn't she?
So I've inked my my rabbits up, and you can see that if I pop them next to each other, they're both the right way. And then obviously head to head, as it curves, they're going to go absolutely perfectly. So we're just going to glue this on now. Your choice of glue, but I'm using my Kalal. So my all-purpose. So I'm trying to open it just enough that a big dollop doesn't come out. You know it's gonna. Oh, there we go.
Good word,
So,
dollop.
Good
isn't it?
Yeah. A dollop of, don't want a big dollop of glue popping out. So let's just line that up in the middle. And again, it doesn't matter about this bottom bit here. That's going to get covered up as well. We're going to pop another piece on, so you're not going to have that not niceness about it. Not niceness.
Not niceness.
So flip this side over and pop it on there. So you can see that I definitely went a little bit wonky when I was lining my inch line up, but that absolutely really doesn't matter, because I'm going to bring in a piece of ribbon, and once we pop that just round the middle, just looks like we've got a nice piece of ribbon around our handle, and it's not going to stand out as much that I went the tiniest little bit wonky.
If you do like that ribbon, it is part of the Hoppy Easter collection. Violet Studios is currently on your screen. It was the lovely Shadia who said, I had to get the showstopper. Violet Studio makes darn good stuff. That is from Shadia herself. And there's no messing around there. Shadia knows. Shadia crafts. We do love Violet Studio stuff, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, the collections are just adorable. They really are. So I have just cut just a small piece of ribbon, and I'm going to just put a bit of my tape pen there. Just going to measure that in the middle. Just going to wrap it round. And that bit of ribbon that I've popped on there, I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the top. And then I can overlap it lovely. There we go. So just trim that extra bit off. There we go. So I've trimmed it off. And again, I'm going to pop a bow over that, so it's going to cover up that mark there. But there you can see how lovely. I've got my bunnies going the right way down each side.
Very
so that is, yeah, very cute. So that is that little bit for now. So we're going to pop that to the side as well. And so what we're going to do is so this bit is entirely up to you. So if I bring my box in and show you, when we pop our box together, that scar line that I've got there is there for a reason. It's there so I can line that up with the top of there. So it's entirely up to you. If you like that white space, then absolutely leave it like that if you want to. I'm going to cut some paper down just to cover that bit up. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is, so we know that this is 2 inches high, and we know it is 3 6/8 of an inch wide. So we're going to cut a piece of paper 2 inches high. Well, we're going to take 1/4 of an inch off that. So we're going to go 1 6/8. Make sure your handle's up. So it's 3 6/8 wide, so we're going to go to 3 1/2. So if you bring this in, you can see that it's going to, when I pop that up, it's going to match. Don't worry about this bit because that bit's going to be hid. So it's just going to sit lovely. So again, this bit is entirely up to you. You could cut this piece out first and put it underneath here, because remember that bit from there down, you're not going to see, you're just going to see that little bit. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to turn it over. And again, I'm going to use my mat for this. I don't necessarily need to use my scoreboard because it's just paper. So I'm going to get an inch up, and I'm just going to draw a line across. There we go. And I'm going to turn it round. And remember, we've got that inch on the middle. Let me bring it in so you can see. So remembering this is an inch wide. So again, what I will do is I will find a point on my glass mat, and I will, so I know this 10-inch line here is my middle bit, and I'm going to move this about until it's right in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my inch there. You see that? So I've just found a space on there where I can really centralise my piece of paper, so I can cut that out nice and neat. So I know that that's an inch in there, so when I cut in, I'm just going to cut a little bit further in. So cut to your notch to start with, and then bring it here. And then if you are a little bit wonky, then you can just tidy it up. So I am definitely just a little bit wonky on this side. So I'm going to go down a little bit further here. And just a little bit at a time, I'm going to do that. So I'm not worrying about if it lines up underneath here, just worrying about it lining up in that top inch. And sometimes it's just a little bit about just cutting a sliver off at a time. So,
You can always take away, but you can't stick it back on,
well,
can
that's
you?
it.
Like, you know, you used to tell your hairdresser when they cut your hair.
Yes, absolutely.
When
So
you go, "Oh, yeah,
I'm
just a centimetre off, and then all of a sudden it's up near your ears.
yes, yeah, absolutely. So I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it round to the other side and make sure that I'm happy with it on that side as well, because it might just be that it's a little bit out that side, because it's very easy to do that, but I'm really happy with that. That's perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, so again, it's the bunny paper, and I'm just going to line this up on it, and I'm just going to pencil mark around it, so I know when I cut it out, it's going to be exactly the same size. So just using it as a stencil.
Saving time, that, isn't it?
Absolutely. Once you've got one side correct, and you know that it's going to fit lovely, then just use it as a stencil.
Beautiful.
So we're just going to trim this out. And hopefully they should be exactly the same. Oh, they are. You always doubt yourself, don't you? So we're going to pop those on, but again, I'm going to ink round just those top edges, because again, don't forget this bottom bit's going to be hidden.
Well, with that in mind, lovely Lynn Morton, which I think is a very nice name. It's a strong last name, that, isn't it? Lynn Morton. It's nice. Anyway, Lynn is saying, I was going to ask, why is Michelle inking the edge of the card? Pray tell, Michelle.
So just besides that, I love to ink the edges. I think it just looks nice. I mean, so if I bring in this piece,
Yeah.
looks lovely. But if
Yeah.
you can see the bit of inked, oh, can you see that ink? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It just makes it pop, and it's a good way to do a faux matten layer. So if you are posting something and you're worried about putting lots of mats and layers in there, because obviously it adds to, you know, the weight of a card, it gives you a nice faux matten layer effect. And sometimes, you know, it just looks nice. It gets rid of that white edge as well, which sometimes, depending on your project, you might not be wanting to see in. So lots of different reasons, and it is just a nice, simple way to make it look really pretty by tying in either one of the colours, so you can see I'm tying in the pink rabbit, the pink carrot.
Pink carrot.
So, and it's just a nice little effect to do. Right. It makes a huge difference, I think, when you ink your edges.
And you don't have to put on too much pressure, do you, either?
No,
you know,
absolutely
it's
not.
not an intensive technique.
Absolutely not. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to glue these two pieces, and I'm going to stick them on. So making sure this lines up, not worrying about that bottom bit. So we just pick mine up and make sure I'm happy with the placement. And then let me just press that down. And then, glue this one. Don't throw it away like I did. A bit like my other craft along, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's hopping away. Yeah, it's a bit like my other craft along where I poured all that water over it. Someone commented, so is that what we do now? I was like, no, you do not flood your craft along.
If you were at home, would the air have been slightly bluer?
Oh, a lot bluer.
Well,
Black,
well done you for
blue.
your professionalism. Because there is only an ever so slight delay, and I don't feel like our lovely Charlotte would like to be trying to find the bleep button.
I'm surprised we don't have one. I think we do very well, I've got to say. Right, so that's my handle for now. Shall we check on Gilmore?
Beautiful, yeah, absolutely. So, if you have just tuned in, hello! Lovely to see you. We are partway through our craft along, and don't forget, if you think, oh, way up, that handle looks good, then you can, of course, save our show, and then you can watch it back at your leisure. Somebody who is crafting along with us is the fabulous Gilmore. Gilmore, how are you getting on with this make, please?
I'm getting on pretty well. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm making notes as I go along, so I should be okay.
I like that.
Speaking of the spill, I was on that craft along with Pam, Michelle, when you had the tsunami.
Oh!
I love that. Okay.
We felt so bad for you.
Thank you. I felt really bad for me. Do you know what? My one that I'd done before was great, but the actual, because it was an inking background, it looked even better. I'd really done an amazing job on it. I was so happy with that actual piece that I did on that craft along, and then I flooded it.
It was gorgeous.
It looked so much better than my original piece. I took so much more time with it, and
I like how whenever anybody talks about that occasion, it's always past tense. Gilmore did a stellar example of it then. It was lovely.
it was before the
Until the war.
Well, Gilmore, I will give you a bit of time to catch up now, and we'll have a little natter to you again in a moment or two. If you have just tuned in, then do feel free to hop to the Violet Studios. If you do want to treat yourself to something special, this was like our most popular item of the morning. It's been flying out the door faster than a whippet on a Wednesday. We have got for you, you'll say it with style by Crafter's Companion. What are you laughing at?
I've never heard that.
What?
Whip it on a Wednesday.
Oh.
I love that. I'm going to
you?
use that now.
Do you know what? You can do it with anything. It's just the alliteration. It makes it sound fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
With the one I use, we're not allowed to say an air. Like poop off a shovel.
Oh, right, yeah, I see what you're saying now. I'm glad I didn't mouth that when I was working it out. We have got for you your Say It With Style. This is a wonderful collection, but the thing is, it is a collection in a way because it works like this, but actually as an item, it's just one thing. Now, because of that, and I'm making that really clear to you, because today, if you buy this, and it is the most expensive singular item in your basket, you can get 25% off it. And that, yes, that is on top of the discount you've already got. So, all you have to do is, if you don't want to spend £215 on this, and actually you want to get an extra discount of 25%, depending on what part of the club you're in, and what else you've got in your basket, treat 25. That's treat as in, trick or treat! And then 25, the number 2 and 5, not the words. In here, if you haven't seen it before, we have got for you an absolute collection and a half. You are getting papers of all beautiful shades, hues, delicacies, beautiful detail on those that you can use time and time again. I've also got wonderful, perfect to fit dies for you here. So this means that you can load them up, layer them on, use the stamps that you get in this as well, and you can be creating some really phenomenal pieces, such as you can see here. And you've got ones that you can kind of thread through, you've got ones that you can use as toppers, as buttons, and there's loads and loads of different stamps for all types of occasions. So do feel free to treat yourself to this one whilst you have the opportunity, because today it's a massive discount, over 60%, but you could also get an extra 25% off it. So it's a great time to get involved for you today. If it is on platinum, you're getting it with that discount, just over 40 quid. Oh, that's good. That is good.
Yeah, it really
if you do want to seize the moment, now is your chance. And yes, you do get the file, just so you know. Oakley Pokley, we're going to give the glorious Gilmore some time to catch up, and yourselves at home home sometime to catch up. Also, I will just mention, please, whilst we're going to this little bit of a break, remember, as well as the Treat 25 discount code, we have also got the spring sale, which is coming to its penultimate, well, it's on its penultimate day today, will end tomorrow, well worth looking at. Also, we have got the Craft Month online, if you want to go and have a nosy there. Basically, there are treats galore on our website. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to head on over there. And whilst we do, let's find out how we can save points.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
The one that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Welcome back, crafters. Hiya, how are you? How's your weekend going thus far? On a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, I think we can that up a little bit. We are partway through our wonderful craft along. Loads of people absolutely adoring it. Stephen actually using the L word, loving the craft along today. We've also got Rita in saying, I'm watching now and I'm going to craft this later. The basket will be my centerpiece this year. Oh, for like your Easter table. Up, you could put flowers in it, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
on either side of the handle. Very, what are them lasses called? Walk down in front of people. Lobbing,
flower girl.
Lobbing flowers, that's it, flower girl.
Lobbing flowers.
What a beautiful description of a flower girl. You know, they go around lobbing stuff. Anyway, that's a really good idea. A centrepiece. I love that, Rita. Lots of you getting involved with us today. If you have just tuned in, it is Violet Studios Hoppy Easter Showstopper. You've got absolutely oodles in this. Go on our website and have a little look. But this is just one of the items in it. And don't forget, if you like, Bex, I love that 12 by 12 paper. I simply must have more of it. Go online, you can buy it by itself as well. But if you want to make the biggest saving, then it's definitely better to go ahead and grab it whilst it's on your screen right now, because you are getting 13 individual items. This is one of them. And it's just £16 or $24 today. Grab it whilst you can. Click favourite or subscribe or like on this wonderful video. Save it so that you can watch back, because we're about to carry on with our craft along. Michelle, what's next?
Right, so this is our handle. On my previous project, I've brought a piece of ribbon all the way down. I'm not going to do that on this one because I've got those lovely bunnies there instead. So I'll just show you what I mean. If I bring it in, you can see how I've got ribbon going all the way down. I'm not going to do that on this one. I've got it wrapped around the middle instead. You absolutely can do that if you want, but again, I'm not going to. I'm just going to put a bow on it when it's done. Because I've got that matten layer on here, when I bend it, it's sort of going to an arch shape rather than a nice curve. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my bone folder. I'm going to give it some curvature. I'm going to give it some curving. So,
sorry, what were you laughing at then, Michelle?
Curvature. I don't know why.
Sorry, I've never heard anyone laugh so mischievously at the word curvature.
Because I can't think of the correct word, so I just say curvature, because it just...
Curvature is a word.
It is, yeah. I'm not quite sure if I'm using it correctly, but that's okay. So the more that I give these two sides some shape with my bone folder, the less of a point it's going to go to in the middle. So again, so then you can see now it's really curvy rather than pointy. Right, so let's pop that to the side because we're going to bring this back in. So what is going to happen with this is these are our tabs. These four corners are our tabs. And we're going to bring that up and it's going to glue closed. The reason I haven't done that yet is because each of these sides is going to tuck behind, it's going to tuck in the middle. So hence that's the reason that I had that 1-inch score line on there so I could see where I was going. Can you see how it just sits in?
Yeah.
If your bottom's a lot neater and you want to sit it on the outside, absolutely. But it just tucks it away nice and neatly if we do it like that.
Okay.
So before we glue all those pieces together, I'm going to turn it over. So my outside, we're going to pop all these pieces on. And remember to alternate them. So each one, all your bunny rabbits are facing downwards. Or the bottoms are at the bottom and the tops are at the top on all four sides. Because obviously when I bring, if I forget to do that, and I bring my box so it's stood up, and I've got my bunnies upside down, we don't want that. We don't want them getting headache or anything like that.
Oh.
So place them all on there. Yeah, be kind to your bunnies. Look after them. So let's just get all these glued on.
Our lovely social superstar, Rachel, talking of the floodgate. Aha, floodgates. Both a word. But yes, says that Rachel was on socials that day, and in her words, I was like, no! Lots of O's and exclamation point. So yeah, you've actually got a team around you at the moment, with Gilmore included as well, where at any moment... something could be flooded or go wrong. Someone move a brew. Move the brew.
Don't say that. I've been calling it Watergate, but I'm pretty sure there's a more important Watergate than my Watergate.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I don't think
more
so.
widely recognised, let's put it that way.
Right, so again, all I'm doing now is just gluing all 4 of these on. And you can see with that pink edging from the ink, just makes it pop. It just, again, it stands out a little bit more from the white background. Especially because there's white on here as well. I think if you've got 2 quite light colours together, so for instance, this one, if I was going to matte and layer that on here, it looks okay, but it just sort of seeps into each other. So if I show you very quickly, if I ink, because I know someone asked why I was doing it.
Yeah.
If I ink just that edge and then pop it back on there. So this is just my fuchsia, my water reactive. So if I pop that back on there, look how much more
Stands
that stands
out,
out
doesn't it?
now. So, you know, inks are not just for all your backgrounds and things like that, as much as they're wonderful for that kind of thing. Just popping your ink on your edges, just again, you saw how different it looked. So just gluing, making sure my bunnies. There's nothing worse than finishing your project and finding that one of your papers is on upside down.
If that were to happen, what would you do?
Rip it up and throw it in the bin. No, I wouldn't really. I would cover it over. I would cut another piece of that paper out if I had some.
Yeah.
And put it back on the right way. You would probably be that frustrated, you would want to rip it up and throw it in the bin because it's annoying. But you just take a breath and think, actually, butterfly, will that work? Is it big enough? If not, then you just, there's always a way to rectify it, isn't there?
Yeah,
I think?
definitely.
And then at the end of the day, it really is just a bit of paper. You just try again.
And you've only used a little bit for this, especially as you've got a massive amount in that 12 by 12, and you've got the 6 by 6 as well, haven't you? So plenty left over.
Absolutely. Right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to start putting this box together. So I'm just going to glue one side for now. So whichever side that you want to glue, it doesn't really make a difference, just glue one of them up. And don't forget, don't get carried away and glue all 4 sides up and forget to put your handle in.
Good tip.
So let's just line that up. Give it a good burnish and then just hold it a sec for it to dry.
And you've gone for your Collab Clear glue today. Is that right?
Yes, so I'm using my Collab All-Purpose.
So the rigidity of this is going to be very good, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it dries like a rock, doesn't it? It is really brilliant. Right, so you can see every time we took a flap in on all 4 sides. But again, so don't forget, on these 2 sides, we're going to pop this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that one over because I need to glue there for it to stick in here. But I also need to remember that this needs to go on here. So what I'm going to do first is, which is why I've got that lovely scar line, so I know exactly where I need to pop some glue. You're going to have to pop glue on that tab there on both sides, because if you remember, it's going to be sandwiched in between, and if I don't pop glue on both sides, it's not going to glue all the way to the top. So I'm going to pop glue there, and then I'm going to pop glue on this one. So that one that I folded in, I'm going to glue all of that and across the bottom there and there.
Fab.
So in fact, let me do this one first because then I don't have to fiddle about with the handle. So, and remember, you've got plenty of time with this before it goes off. And I can't stick my bits together. So I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to pop that the right way. I nearly did it inside out then. On there, lining my 2 corners up. Now mine's just a little bit too long on that side, so I'm just gonna trim a little bit off. And again, it doesn't matter because you're not gonna see that bit. Make sure that it's sitting exactly where I want it. I'm gonna bring that up, and then I'm gonna turn it round, and I'm gonna just pull that up so it's exactly where I want it to be. And then we're going to hold it all until my glue goes off. There we go. So there we go. That is, turn that round for you. That one side done. Going to do exactly the same on the other side. So let me just give that another bit of a squish first. And then, so let's have a look. Making sure, so that's how it's going to go. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to fold this one over, and I'm going to pop some glue on it. Just let's move that tab out of the way for now. So I'm going to turn that round just to make it easier for myself. Pop glue all over there. And that one's gonna go there. So I know I'm twisting and turning this a lot. It's just for me to get the right angle for me to. It's sometimes you turn it 360 and you're back to where you started with. So let's tuck that in there. There we go. So we are, all our sides except for this last piece here are stuck together. So again, this is going to be the fiddliest bit for you, but so this is my tab. We're just going to fold that in, give it a good burnish there, and then we're going to have to glue that bit because it's going to go up and stick down.
Perfect.
So we're going to glue there. So you just remember, even though I'm folding it in, you're going to glue exactly the same place as if you hadn't, if it was still sort of laid out flat on your desk. So glue on there and then stand it back up, and remember, glue on both sides of my tab here, or the end of my handle. So I know you can't see that at all, but that helps you no end. Just on the glue on that side and then on the other side, because you're going to tuck it in here, remember. And I'm just going to trim mine down just a little again. Again, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see it. So let's hold all that together. And while it's all holding together, you have got more than enough time with this Collal glue to wiggle that into place. So let me just trim that away. So I think if I hadn't put that ink on there, it would look lovely, but I think the ink just makes it pop. So it can be a little bit, it's just a tiny little bit fiddly, just because my tabs have been left the full size of this. Normally you cut a tab down and you've just got a little strip, haven't you? But because I wanted to tuck my handles in between the big tab and the front, just sometimes getting your hand in there can be a little bit fiddly. So I'm just making sure that all mine's tucked down properly. I've got a little bit there that's just sticking up, so I'm just going to trim that down a little. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. So shall we leave that there for now, do you think?
Lovely idea. I absolutely adore working with you. One of my favourite things about you, apart from that you make me look quite normal, is when you get your own piece of work and go, oh, looks good that. I'm impressed with that. But you look at it as if like, who's made that? It's not me. It's good that, isn't it? Beautiful. And you're not wrong, it is absolutely stunning. If you would like to whip one of these up, you absolutely can. You're going to want to treat yourself to the Hoppy Easter bundle, which has got absolutely oodles and noodles in it. I'm including, but not limited to, a 12 by 12 paper pad, 5 metres worth of ribbon, I've got pom-poms, I've got pegs, I've got adhesive letters, we've got absolutely loads in here. I shan't go through it all right now, I will do in a bit. But if you head on over to our website, it's all on there. And I will remind you, you can get the individuals as well. So if you, like me, love your Scrabble letters that are just peel off the back and stick them on, then you could buy 3 or 4 of them if you wanted to. 30% saving on the individuals. But the huge saving is on this as a whole collection, which is just £16 or $24, $44. I'm trying to take it up in price. Well, not actually from the original. If you do want to seize the moment, you absolutely can. Can I just let you know that it is April Fool's Day today? I mean, I don't think they knew that when they asked us to work on this day. But it is April Fool's Day, and we have got some April Fool's no joke deals. This is a real special deal because we've got adhesive. We always need adhesives, and we always need different types. If you are brand new, trust me on this. You are going to use all of these at some point in your crafting journey, so why not grab them all in one fell swoop so that you've got them to hand when you need them, and also so you're saving yourself money with our deal today. In this, we are going to be bringing to you your low tack tape, so like your sticky tape essentially. It comes on these wonderful spools that you've got here, great for temporary fixing so that your dies don't move around. I've also got for you your glue tape pen. You're going to use this so often, super duper easy, no cleanup needed, really strong tape. I've got liner tapes in here as well. These are basically, for all intents and purposes, double-sided tapes that are lined in red. You've got 2 different thicknesses there, dependent on what your project is. And you're going to use those. It's great for construction, great for super strong, great for using with the likes of your acetate as well, because it's quite hard to see. I've also got some wonderful foams here, again, all with the same adhesive on them, different sizes, designs, and I've got your pack of 3 pens. These are your pen sets. You can get into tiny little delicate areas and really nice and easy, clean to use. All of these different types available for you today. Brilliant saving of over £20, but all of our April Fools, no joke, are only for 24 hours. And don't forget, if you use the code TREAT25 on any individual item that you've got in your basket, if it's the highest priced one, you'll get 25% off today. Just thought I'd mention that whilst we're thinking. So do feel free to seize the moment if you are running low on your glues. Let's have a little sneaky peek-a-rooney of the lovely Gilmore. How are you getting on over there, Gilmore?
Pretty good. I accidentally stuck one on the bottom, so I had to cut one for the sides.
Ah!
It's really cute.
I
It is
love-
really cute.
Actually, putting one on the bottom.
And I
is
use
quite a good
different
idea.
papers.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
and sturdy. I love the papers you're using there. You've gone for the blue theme.
I've gone for all of it. I've used one of each of the different ones, except for the bunny. I used it twice because I did that.
I love that because
I love
I
it.
did.
I love the mix and match of,
Yeah.
of all the papers. Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And
I
speaking of
suppose.
accidents, I did drop one of my glued pieces of paper onto my shirt, so I've got Collal on my shirt.
Oh no!
Oh dear. Well, it won't
Just little
wash out.
strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have crafty clothes that it doesn't matter, I suppose, if we get stuff on them.
Yeah,
don't we?
absolutely. I love that Gilmore's gone for one of each of them there because it really shows how well they go together,
Yes.
doesn't it, actually?
Yeah, that's it, absolutely. I mean, I know I've done, like you said, all bunnies, but they do all work beautifully together, and that's the joy of having our paper pads, especially. Everything in there, you know, you're going to pop it together. It's
Yeah.
going to look fab, as you can see by Gilmore's beautiful box.
Yeah, perfect, Gilmore. Thank you for showing us that. We will keep having a little natter in with Gilmore as the show goes on. Hello to you, Valerie, saying the basket is adorable. And then one of those faces with the little hearts here and here. Hello to Rose saying, love this collection. It's looking awesome, Michelle. It is
you
looking
very
beautiful, isn't it? Lindsay is saying, that's a cute little box. It's fabulous, isn't it? It's a really, really nice size, actually. There's plenty you can get in there. And also adding, I have to say, the girls look so nice today. Very pretty. Aww. Thank you very much, Mum, for messaging in. Appreciate it. We are an all-female team today. We've got myself, I am Becky. We've got Michelle, I am Michelle. We've got the lovely Lily in with us. And we've got Charlotte in with us as well. And we've got Jake. Another lovely lad. Another lovely lad. But yeah, we are all here with you today. I've got Rachel's on socials as well. Don't forget about you. So yeah, absolutely loads of us involved today. If you're at home crafting along, do feel free to message in and Rachel will look after you. For now though, should we go to the next steps? Let's do it.
Yes. So, I'm going to pop...
Sorry, did I surprise you then?
I was a little bit lost in my numbers.
No problem, sorry.
So let's pop that to the side. So let's make those little side pockets. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our guillotine, some of your white card. It can be A3, it can be your A4 pieces. It really doesn't matter. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece to 5.5 by 3.5. So 5.5 by 3.5. And we're going to cut 2 of these. So you want 2 pieces at 5.5 by 3.5. Right, so we're going to bring in our scoreboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to make, this is the sort of shape that we're going for. So this is just a visual so you can sort of see where we're going to score and how it's going to go. I'm sorry that's very messy, but you get sort of the idea that we're doing.
That's useful.
So on our long side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And then 1.5. So that gives my sides of an inch deep. And then we're going to go flip it all the way round to the other side, and we're going to score again at 1/2 inch and then 1.5. And then we're going to turn it this way, and we're just going to score a 1/2 inch tab at the bottom. So you can either score 1/2 inch there or go up to the 3 inch. It doesn't really matter. I just do it here because it gives me more space to hold here. If I'm trying to score a 1/2 inch there, I have to hold on with the teeny tiny fingertips. So I do it that way instead. It doesn't matter, it's a personal preference thing. So let's fold these. We're going to fold there and there, and then at the other side as well. So you can see that it's going to look like that.
Yeah,
but that's not how we want it to look. So this is where we're going to, again, so if I bring that in and you can sort of see where we're going. From these 2 inside score lines here, we've obviously got it scored down to there, but at the bottom here, and from that score line, we're going to score diagonal. And again, because we've got that black line there, we can do it absolutely brilliant. So from that bottom to that top there is where we're going to score. So if I bring that round, I can sort of judge that is absolutely on point. But if you want to get rid of that first, so if you get rid of that first bit at the bottom, you can then, when you want to pop this on and score it, you can see it a lot better. So let's score that. There we go. So let's give that a burnish so you can see where we're going. So can you see how your side is going to look like that now? It gives you that lovely leaning out pocket.
I get you.
And then all you're going to do here is from that 1 inch down to here, because this is going to be our tab, we're just going to cut. So there we go. So that is going to glue to our back, and that is going to be the side. So we're going to do exactly the same again. Let me trim my little tab at the bottom because that one's going to tuck up. So if I trim that away, and those two pieces as well, what we're going to do is exactly the same. So from here at the bottom to that line there, we're going to pop it on here and we're going to score. There we go. So then give that one a good burnish and bring this in. That side as well. And again, so that's my side. So from that, oh well, it's a 1/2 inch, isn't it? Down there, we're just going to cut a tab. We don't have to be brilliantly precise because you're not really going to see your tab anyway. There we go. So that is the shape that you're going to have. So obviously that one's a little bit bigger, but you can see that's the shape that we're going to go for.
Perfect.
So again, pop that to the side and we're going to do exactly the same again. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch and then 1.5. We're going to turn it all the way round and we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 1.5. We're going to turn it on the short side and we're going to score that 1/2 inch tab at the bottom. Right, so get your scissors. I'm going to create that tab in the bottom at the middle by getting rid of those excess pieces there. Just get that there. And then we're to that piece again. So let's just give that a burnish. And again, so from this inside score line, follow it to the bottom, so you bottom out. Don't get your bottom out. We're going from bottom out.
I don't know, each to their own, I say, Michelle. It's your craft along, do as you will.
My craft alongs have taken some turns, but not that one.
Not yet. There's
So
still
again,
time.
From that little piece there, we're going to go out. We're going to pop that scar line in. It just felt all very quiet and
Yeah, it's because you're
sensible.
talking about getting your bottom out.
There we go. So if we give that corner bit of burnish, then we can cut our tab up to there. And again, with this side, let's follow that down and give ourselves that sort of rough 1/2 inch tab.
Perfect.
Fold those sides in. Give them a good burnish. And again, so you've got, these are our two little pockets. Well, you can have, you know, one on each side if you want. If you want them to be deeper, where I've just made this 1 inch wide, you can make it 1.5 inches, you can make it 2 inches, depending again on the size of your pocket that you want in. But again, even if you go 2 inches out, always remember that you're going to come diagonally in to this point here, which is your front. So this is, let's have a look. We are 2.5 inches by 3. So we're going to cut 2 pieces of paper down. Again, you can match if you want, or you can make it different. I'm going to go matchy-matchy.
Lovely.
So
More bunnies.
yes, more bunnies. So just double check. Yeah, 2.5. So 2.5 inches wide is the front. So we're going to go down that 1/4 inch, like I always do. So we're going to go down to 2.25. And it's 3 inches high. I'm just double checking. So we're going to go to 2.75. So just going to pop that on there, and it fits lovely.
Perfect.
So we'll cut the next one out as well. So what did I say? 2.75, didn't I? There we go. So perfect. So again, I'm going to ink those edges because I just love the effect. So I'm using my fuchsia water reactive.
Lovely.
You can use any, or you don't have to use any. You might not like the look of this. You might like it just as it is, a bit more clean and simple.
Ink your edges, don't ink your edges. Get your bottom out, don't get your bottom out. It's up to you. It's up to you. The choice is yours, ladies and gents.
Right, so again, let's just pop these two mats and layers on the front.
Kelly said these will be great little treat boxes for my co-workers. Kelly, I love that. First off, what's your job? Second off, are you going to pop anything in it for your co-workers? And if so, what? If you're thinking, Becky, you're very nosy. Yes, I am. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I do like finding out about you all. I really do. But yeah, it's a great idea for your co-workers.
Yes, it's the perfect size. Really is. So this one as well.
Just thought, you know, like well, you know, the different things you could do with this bag. It could be like a get well soon basket. Because I'm just thinking the little side pocket, perfect size for like your little handheld tissues. You know the one I mean?
Yes, of course.
Slide one of them in. You could put some grapes in the middle or some flowers or some like anti-sniffle cream. That's not the name of it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Medicine, that's the word I was thinking of.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you could.
Loads you could do with them.
See, I don't think any further than what kind of treats I can put in something. As long as it fits treats, then I know it's for me. So that's going to sit just there.
Oh,
how cute that is.
Cute.
But what I am going to do is, so these, it's entirely up to you. It depends if you're not too bothered. But when you've got it on there, can you see how they're angling up?
Yeah.
My tabs. They're angling up because of obviously the angle there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip it down. And then when it does go on, it's not going to angle up out of my pocket. It's going to level or go level with it a lot more. So again, if I pop that on there, you can see now they're going down, my little tabs, rather than up. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this bit, we're going to glue that bit, and we're going to glue this bit. So this bit is entirely up to you. Because it can be a bit fiddly trying to hold all three pieces up at once, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some red liner on the bottom first, before I do anything else. So I've just brought in my 12mm.
Don't forget, if you do need red liner tape, we have actually got some for you in our adhesive bundle. We've got the 6mm, if you want that, in there, but we've also got the 3mm as well in this bundle. So it's at the bottom of your screen. You get absolutely loads in there. Glue pens, foam, tape pens, you name it, we've got it.
It's in there,
yeah.
Absolutely. So the way that we're going to stick this on the front is, I haven't taken my backing off yet, I'm just going to show you. You're just going to tuck that underneath and you're going to line that up. And if you see, I've measured it perfectly, so it's just going to, you can, you know, by eye it, it's going to go straight across on there. So this is the easiest way, because sometimes when you're fiddling about and that bit sort of tucks out, and then you get glue on there, and then you get yourself in a bit of a fiddle, and it can be just fiddly. This is the unfiddliest way. So I've got my my tape on there. I'm just going to tuck it behind, and obviously making sure that there's enough space at the bottom and the top. Just going. So I'm going to turn it round just because I'm left-handed and I find it that little bit easier. Just fold those out. So just, I need to bring that down a little bit more. So I'm happy with my placement, and I'm going to press it down. So there you go. So you can see that I've got my tab tucked in nicely. And then you're just going to bring these other two sides in. And again, if you want to use the red liner to make it a lot easier to pop it on, absolutely. But if you want to use the glue, which is what I'm going to use on these two tabs, so I'm going to pop a bit on there, and I'm going to pop a bit on there. So you're going to tuck them in. You might get a little bit of glue on your fingers, but that's okay. It comes off. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna turn that round, make sure. So this is where you're gonna turn it round half a dozen times. I'm gonna pop it this way because I can see from the top that they are nice and straight down there. Lined up straight with here, and it's lined up straight with there. Actually, this is where, if you've got the little pegs from the kit,
Oh yeah.
peg there and there to hold it while it dries.
They are.
So I'm just gonna.
If you
do
do
that
want to buy the
nice.
pegs, just to let you know, you can get them separately. It's 30% off if you buy them separately. But they are part of the bundle which is on your screen now, which is a whopping saving if you do want it.
Right, so I'm just holding that just for the glue to go off, but that's my little pocket on there.
Oh, lush.
So I'm going to turn it round, and wherever you are wanting to put your other piece, let me just give that another good burnish or a hold just for a second. And then we'll go around to whichever other side you want to. So obviously, if I'm going to the opposite side, remember to be careful leaning on that. You don't want to squish your pocket that you've already got on there. So again, I'm going to put red liner across the bottom. I just find this the easiest way. We all work better with particular glues or tapes, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Pop that off. And again, I'm going to bring this in.
Oh, hey up, Kelly's message back. What she's going to pop in for her co-workers. Love this. Little candles, sticky notes, paper clips, etc. That's so lovely, because actually, your co-workers can have that on their desk at all times then, can't they? Like an all year round one.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
then
love
it
that.
won't be any of this, you know, who's stolen my Post-it notes? Oh, do you know what I mean? And it's, oh. And there's always that one person who looks really, really guilty. But you know it's them, don't you? Because they're always sticky noting all over the show.
Yes. So I'm just taking a little bit off my tabs at the bottom because those weren't quite tucking under how I wanted them. And don't forget, can you see how my tabs on the inside, they're pointing up like that?
Mm-hmm.
So bring that back down and take your little notch off the top of that as well. And then that. Again, I'm always checking to make sure I'm happy with it before I glue it down. I'm quite happy with that. So again, entirely up to you. You could put red liner tape on there. I'm going to go with a little bit of collal. Just gives me that second to get it in position. So let's just tuck those under. And again, I'm doing it from the top because I can see a lot better. So there we go. So I'm just going to hold that for a second. Give it a good squish.
Lovely squish. Oh, Maricel's in saying, my bundle arrived a couple of days ago. I'm glad I tuned in because this will be perfect to craft this weekend to decorate my desk at work next week.
Oh,
Hey, that's a lovely idea. Because you decorate your desk at Christmas, don't you? And at Halloween, and why not Easter? That's a lovely idea. Oh, I like that.
I love that idea.
Little
And we don't
decoration.
go all out, really, for things like Easter and Halloween. And I think we should. It's definitely, we're definitely catching up with America with regards to getting us excited about more holidays than we should. Not than we should, than we do.
Then we do, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
There we go. So if I twist that
That looks
round.
lovely. Adorable.
How lovely do they look?
I love it.
Shall we she?
Easy for you to say. Sorry, what are you trying to say?
Shall we check on Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's, before we do that though,
Okay.
chat about glue pens, shall we?
Yes.
Well, glue in general. Glue in general. I've got for you today a fabulous April Fool's, no joke, adhesive bundle. This is for today and today only. So if you are watching on repeat and today isn't the 1st of April 2023, you're not going to be able to get the deal. I apologise. But if you are watching and you're live or it's just on the right day, you can get this deal. It's well worth seizing the moment because I've got lots in here. Tape pens. Yes, please. I've got one of those. I've got a lot of different size treats, like your double-sided foam pads. Different sizes on those foam pads as well, just to let you know. I've also got your red liner tape as well. Really nice, sturdy, strong, double-sided tape. It does look red now, but that's just the back end. Peel it off and it's perfectly clear. I've also got for you your semi-permanent tape, if you will. So it's great that it will be able to be used on your dies so they don't move about or scooch around. And also I've got your glue pens. Just to let you know, there's 3 glue pens in here, and if you've not seen them before, because we really don't have them on that often in a bundle, they've all basically got different nibs. So this one is the big Mac Daddy. This is the big chiseled side, and then it goes all the way down to super duper dainty. So you've got real differences here. It's really nice to be able to get into those nooks and crannies and to give you handheld precision, because sometimes holding a big bottle, you know, we saw it before. What was the word we used before? Dollop, wasn't it? A dollop. These are non-dollopable. It means that you can get, you know, it's kind of to do with your dexterity, isn't it? And you're able to get into those nooks and crannies because it is as easy as holding a pen. So 3 different nibs in there, but I just thought I'd give you a little show because we don't get them that often. If you do want to seize the moment on them, you're saving over 20% on that deal today. And don't forget, if you've got any individual item, aka, for example, say it with style, which has been really popular today, use the code TREAT25 today and you can get 25% on this item, off this item, if it is the most expensive individual item in your basket. So well worth bearing that in mind. Gilmore, hello, how are you getting on? Oh, chocolate!
See, look how much it fits.
Gilmore, my new favourite person there. All it takes is a few chocolate eggs. How was it making those pockets, Gilmore? How did you find it?
It took me a little bit to understand what she had done, but I figured it out. Very cool.
But once you figure it out, very easy, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
very easy.
it's just, it's getting the angle on it. Figure it's because you're not used to putting it that way. So when you figured the angle out, so easy. And that's amazing.
Very
I
neat.
love it.
Love
It does look really lovely. Really, really
Love it.
nice.
It's beautiful.
And again, we're adding in those different papers again. It looks great. It's really smile-inducing, isn't it?
Very much.
Makes you smile. Gilmore will be back with you in a bit. Do you know what I love with Gilmore? How she's sort of showing us it and all the rest of it. But then, as soon as we carry on, straight in there again with the bone folder. It's like she can't stop crafting it, which is really, really nice. Like, yeah. If you do want to be able to create this, all you have to do is treat yourself to the Hoppy Easter bundle, which has got so much in it. All you have to do is treat yourself to this. It's currently on your screen. It is half price. You could, you know, get this at full price in the future, but there's no point if it's a deal that you like today. Then do treat yourself, and yes, it will wing its way to you soon. Let's carry on with our crafty make, shall we? Michelle, I'm back with you.
Fabulous. So I'm gonna show you how to do that last pocket that I've got on there. So if I pop that to the side, you are going to need your guillotine again, and we are going to cut this to 5.5 inches high. And let me pull this out because we need it 9 inches wide. So that's 9 by 5.5. so let's bring our scoreboard in. And we are going to score. So we'll do the long side first. So we're going to score on the long, we're going to score at 3 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, so that's 3.5. And then we're going to have an inch, so we are going to 4.5. And then we want another 3 inches, so we 4.5, 5.5, 7.5, and then 8.5. So I will tell you those again. We're scoring at 3, 3.5, 4.5, 7.5, and 8.5. And then you're going to turn it on the short side, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch all the way across the bottom. And then I'm going to flip it all the way round, and I'm going to score at 1 inch and 2 inches. So there we go. So it just looks like some weird chessboard at the minute. So we're going to let's fold all those and burnish them, because when you fold and burnish it, you can see a lot better how it's going to come together than just looking at it flat.
It almost guides you once you burnish it, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely see how it comes together. There we go. So you can see straight away
You're right, Michelle.
Yes, no. This extra end bit, let's get rid of it.
Okay.
So you see this bit, so we're going to go up to 6 inches and we're going to get rid of that end bit. It's going to make it a little bit simpler for what I'm wanting to do.
Okay.
So get rid of, let me use my guillotine actually. So let's pop that bit off. So we're going down to 6 inches. So I'll go back over that. Your piece of card now is 6 inches wide. You've got the 1/2 inch tab on each side. You've got an inch here and here, which are your sides, and then this is your front. So it's going to sit very much like the pocket we've just done, but it's not going to be coming over.
Got you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this bottom piece here. And we're going to snip that corner away as well. And actually, what I am going to do is we're going to take away the whole bit, because I'd added the extra bit because we were going to do a whole box with the flap over. But now I've taken that end bit off, we don't need to. I'm going to take that top away.
Blimey, first she was getting a bottom out, now she's taking a top off.
Right, so what you're going to have here now, this is going to be 3 inches high, and you've got a 1/2 inch tab at the bottom. So you're 3.5 inches high by 6 inches wide. So 3.5 by 6. 1/2 inch score, then a 1 inch score, and the same at this side. These two outside 1/2 inch ones are your tabs, and that bottom one's your tab. So if we just fold that one up, you can see that it's going to sit on there nice and square. And then what we're going to do is we need one more piece of card. Let me see if mine is big enough. So let me just bring it. Oh, I've got another bigger piece here. So we're going to cut a piece of card as wide as this is, which is the 3 inches.
Okay.
So go to 3 inches.
If you do want a guillotine, we've got the little one on offer. Go and head to our website.
So to create a tab, we're not going to create a tab, we're going to create the flap at the top. So it needs to be 2.5 inches. So 3 by 2.5. It's a teeny tiny piece. turn that over. So remembering, it's going to come over, so we need to score just at 1 inch and 2 inch on the short side. 1 inch and 2 inch. So you can see, if I just quickly fold those, it's going to sit over.
Ah, lush. Little hat.
So let's just, so again, absolutely. So this pocket, what we're doing is, I know I added a bit and then I took a bit away and took a bit away. So we are 6 inches wide by 3.5. So what you're going to do is on your long side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, then 1.5, and then you're going to flip it all the way round and score at 1/2 inch and 1.5. And then on your short side, you're just going to give yourself a 1/2 inch tab. So you're just going to score at 1/2 inch. And then you're going to have your pocket.
Perfect.
Is that okay? And then I've got my tab that's going to go over the top.
Lovely.
It's going to go over the top that way. Right, so all I want is I want a piece of paper for pattern paper on the front of there, and you can put paper on the top and the side if you want, because that's going to be the top of your box and that's going to be the front flap. So again, I'm going to bring in my bunny rabbit. So remembering that this is 3 inches wide by 3 inches high, isn't it? So let me get rid of that at the bottom. So if it's 3 inches wide on the box, we're going to go down 1/4 inch to 2 3/4. And we are going to trim again, so 2 3/4, which is going to fit perfectly on there, and then 2 1-inch pieces. Well, we're going to go shorter, aren't we? We're going to go down to 3/4 of an inch or 6/8, whichever way you say it. So there you go, fitting perfectly. Again, I'm just going to line it up with those markings. And again, I'm going to bring in my ink pad just to take the, well, I just like it. I just like edging my bits. Yeah, it does. It absolutely frames it. There we go.
And as you were saying before, the blue and pink, although very, you know, juxtaposed to each other, it draws in together because of the pink carrots, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely. So even if you've got a pattern piece of paper and there is just the tiniest speck of a particular colour on there that you don't really see, by using your a corresponding coloured ink pad, it's really going to make it pop, even if it's a tiny. So there's the tiniest little bit of that particular green, for instance, on there. If I use that green round the edges, it's still going to pop and it's still going to fit in because it is in that pattern.
Yeah, draws your attention.
It does. So let's just glue these up. And pop that on the front. I love that pink carrot.
Right, be honest, if you saw a pink carrot, would you eat it?
Probably, because I like carrots.
You can get snazzy carrots, can't you? Heritage carrots that are like purple and things, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you get pink ones though? I don't know. Someone at home will know.
It's like broccoli, the purple sprouting broccoli. I said
not
broccoli.
It's not. It's not that purple though, is it?
Well, no. It's more purple than it's not, I think. But it's not as exciting as it sounds, is it? Like,
no.
Ooh, purple broccoli. It's like, really?
Purplish broccoli.
Purplish.
Mainly green.
That's so much.
Bit of purple.
So much better.
I would like to let you know that apparently you can get pink carrots. Pink baby carrots. What kind of pink would you say they were? Are we talking the pink of Michelle's chest? And by that I mean...
Wow.
I mean, that was a really poor choice of words. I completely agree. I mean, the top that Michelle's got on, or do we mean Michelle's arms? Pink. Michelle's front, says Lily. It's more of a pink than salmon. Oh, lovely.
Right, so we're going to do exactly the same again. I've just got glue on, I've got my tape on the bottom. I've used my red liner tape, and I'm going to bring this right down to the bottom. There we go. So it's entirely up to you how high up you are having these pockets on here. So to get this, why is that not folding round? It's not, is it? Oh, do you know what I've done? Oh, I know what I've done. I needed my bottom bit, didn't I? I needed this on the bottom as well. How have I missed that? Who wrote my instructions? I wrote my instructions. So let me take this off, and what we're going to do is, I should have had an inch there as well as my tab. Like I've got an inch there, and I've got my tabs. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add that. So I'm going to get this done in 3 minutes. So let me just bring in, and I'm really sorry, Gilmore, if you've already done this little bit, but you could just add a little bit on like I just have done. So what it needs to look like is I need that extra inch there, and then I need my ½ inch tab. So does that make sense? I mean, yeah, absolutely. You could trim your sides if you wanted. That is what it's going to look like, Gilmore. So you're going to have ½ inch tab, 1 inch there, then your 3 inch in the middle. Then you've got another inch that's your side, ½ inch. And I forgot this on the bottom. You need an inch on the bottom as well, not just my tab. And then your tab. So now, if I bring it in, how did I forget that? So now, if I bring it in, you can see it's going to sit as a box.
Fabulous.
So let's just get those tabs glued up. I was looking at it, and I must admit, you know when something doesn't look quite right? Didn't look quite right, but well, now I know why.
But you've just proved to us, which is excellent, that even if you do mess them up, it's nearly always fixable.
Yeah,
so perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Rachel's saying you can get orange, purple, red, white and yellow carrots. Oh. You is, well, we'll go with Marcella next. Marcella said, I had heritage carrots last weekend at my sister's house. One was mostly white with hot pink flashes. That sounds magical. And You Expressions is saying, quite simply, no, I would not eat a pink carrot. I like it. I feel like I might imagine it give me superpowers. You know, you'd be carrot lass or something, but it could just be me.
Right, so before I glue mine on, you can see that's what it looks like. My tabs, and those are my sides.
Fab.
So let me just fold that, pop it right to the bottom. And then let me take I've put tape on the sides because obviously for time I'm going to try and be a bit quicker. But again, you know, you can always go back, record it. If you've wrote the measurements down, that's fabulous. So there we go. So I am going to do one side at a time. I'm going to push it right down to the bottom and line it up. And bring that side in as well. You know, if you've got your corner bit at the bottom in line, that it should fit nice and straight, which
Beautiful.
It does. Look at that.
Lovely,
so you can
Chippy.
either leave that pocket like that. If you bring this piece in, that bit is going to just glue on the back, and it's going to pop over like
Your
that.
lid. Wonderful. Perfect for mince and more, isn't it?
So if I bring in quickly this one to show you, you can see my pocket that we've just done here. I've used a little bit of Velcro just to close it.
Fabulous. Thank you, Michelle. Gilmore, how are you getting on?
Pretty good. I've done the extended tab on the bottom, and I just have to glue it all in place and put the front piece on.
Perfect. Have you enjoyed making along with us today, Gilmore?
I love these kind of projects. They're more than just a card. I love it.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Gilmore, we really appreciate you crafting along with us, as always, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye, my love.
Happy Easter, everybody. Next
Happy
weekend.
Easter. Oh, isn't she lovely?
Yes.
Right, it's... Come on, time to go. Can I just remind you that we are going to be unlocking the craft vault later. If you don't know what to expect fun, bargains, creativity, and things to make you go, oh. Myself, Michelle, and the team will be back with you very, very soon. 2 hours from now. Set your alarm. We'll see you then.